Hello, I just wanted to give you a quick tutorial on how to set up your proctoring for the Aspire Plus testing that's coming up. So we are doing the Aspire Plus. Our schedule is going to be March 25th, 26th, and 27th. As you can see, we have shortened classes that day. Our testing is going to be right after first period, and that will allow for any students who have accommodations for extended time, breaks, all of that stuff to finish the test. So everybody will be going to their first period on March 25th, 26th, or 27th, whatever your first or sixth period of the day is for white or purple day. You will uh, do your class as normal for first or sixth. Then the students, the list will be posted all around the school, and you will have a list of where all the students go. And then after that, the students, after the bell rings for first or sixth, students will be then uh, released to go to their testing room. And when they get there, the teacher will then check them in with the roster that they're provided. And we're doing the science test first. So you will begin the science test as soon as you get everyone in and logged into the computers. So this I'm just putting there for reference. The next is this our room assignments. So teachers, Miss Roberts has sent this out already, but your room assignments here for each day, it's not the same every day, so make sure you are checking that. During the first period, while all the teachers are teaching, the TAs down in the office will bring an envelope to each room. The envelope is for the room, not for the teacher in the room. So it will have the rules and the testing ticket for that room. So if you're in room 106, you will go to room 106, and that will be your envelope for room 106 that day. And then once the testing is over, you will return the envelopes to the office, and then they will prepare them for the next day. So, and then the teacher room assignment you'll be able to find here. Just click and you can see you can search by student's name to see where they go. So if you have any students who don't know where they are supposed to go, that is where you will go there. So room setup is just normal testing room spaces, having students sitting apart, making sure that they are away from each other, but and that there's space for the proctors and room supervisors to walk around. Um, Here I have linked the test manual. So if you, that's where you will have your script to uh, read before the students start the test, but you'll also be able to see what the testing protocols are for your room setup. So if you need to change anything and make sure students aren't sitting like in a circle of any sort, if you have four facing each other, they should turn away, that kind of thing. And also, proctors cannot be related to any students in their room. So if they are, you can reassign uh, the student to a different class if you notice that. So when you are logging in as a proctor, you will click here. This will take you to the Atom website, which is also listed right here if you need to type it in. You will not have your username and password. You will come here to where it says Proctor Test. That is where you click. You do not need to fill this in. Some of you have logins, which you can use to see your students who are in your class. If you're an English teacher and you want to see how your students did, you can log in here. If you're social studies, all of that stuff, those are the users, names, and passwords you can use if you want to. But for proctoring for this exam, you just have to come here to where it says Proctor Test. And once you click there, it will take you to this log in to proctor a test. This is where you'll enter your test code and your proctor password. So you will be giving tickets that look like this, depending if you have any sort of accommodations. if you're doing an accommodation room, it'll be listed here. If you're not, it will just say standard in this box. This test code is what will go here in this first box. The proctor password, that is what you need to make sure that only you have that proctor password, because then anyone could open up a proctor test. All of 10th grade math has the same codes. And so that's why it's important to make sure that we keep this proctor password safe. So you will enter that. The seal code that's listed here, the students will be asked that. So when you get to the student's login page where it asks for your seal code, this is the seal code that will be given for the tests. Once you're logged in, this is what your proctor dashboard will look like. Once you have started admitting students, you will have to admit students. There'll be a admit all button right here. So once the students start logging in, you can hit admit all. If they get kicked out for any reason, you'll be able to admit them back in. If you have any sort of accommodations like breaks, this is where you will pause their test for breaks. If you're doing just a standard room, there is no pause for tests. So if they need to go take a bathroom break, they just lose the time for their test. You'll be able to see all of the codes and your proctor passwords and all that good stuff up here. You'll be able to see their progress if they finished and if they haven't submitted, so that you know where your students are during the test, so you know when everyone's done. So this is again another look, a little closer look. You can sort any way you want. So sort by their name or their progress. If they've if they get kicked out, it's called reseated. You will have to just come here and reseat them. We can go over that if you need to. But here is where you'll see if they've resumed their test, if they've exited, if they've not started, all of that stuff. Once the test is done, the time is run out. Their time, unless they have an accommodation, that's the end of their test. This is how the students will get into the test. So you will have them log out of their Chromebook. So they will not log in with their email address and their password for their computer. They need to sign out. So then it comes to this page, and then they're going to hit this apps button right here. And when they hit the apps, it will come up to this page where they'll be able, if it doesn't go right into the page, you'll have to come here and hit Utah and then hit Aspire Plus. So on the test nav, when they get to test nav Utah, that's where they will log in, and this will be their login. So just make sure that they hit the Utah button if it doesn't take them automatically to Utah. Here you'll be assessing the students will use their SSID number. Now this will be on that student information page that we talked about. The students are assigned to rooms. You'll have a list of their SSID numbers. So those of you who did it last year remember how students don't know their SSID number. It's not their lunch number, it's their longer number. So it's a little bit tricky to find on Skyward. So this way, on the spreadsheet, you will have the SSID. And then on that test ticket, every student will have the same password to log in. So, for example, those are what the password looks like. Passwords and SSIDs will be delivered on Monday to the teachers. So when you get that teaching ticket, you'll have your own proctor password, and you just have to make sure it's just the different password. The password is just for the test. So this is your test ID, pretty much what you use that for. Again, just checking every student on your roll. Or if you know them, you can use the student ID, or you can just, if you know them, you can be like, yeah, that's you. Start the proctor in the test session. Read the manual script. Here's the link. So if you're doing the science test, make sure you're reading the science script. And then you admit the students to the test, and that's pretty much it. And then you just watch them. If a student gets sick and cannot return to the test, and the test has already begun, unless they have an accommodation that allows them to test over multiple days, and you will know who those students are because they're in a separate room. The test will just end if they have to leave. They don't have a chance to come back and retake it. Yeah, follow the testing schedule. When a student finishes, they are supposed to close their Chromebook and they can do other stuff like read or work on other homework as long as it's not disruptive to other students. There is no talking. Students are not supposed to use their Chromebook while others are still testing. So you're not supposed to have any other Chromebook app open. And if a student needs to leave again, the time does not stop. Just some other things to know. Teachers don't take the time. You don't have to monitor the time. When the student starts the test, it starts their time. So you don't need to tell them when they're out of time or anything like that. Students may use earphones for different sections of the test, for the math test and science test. Parts of this year, the reading test is different. So I don't know if they're integrating English with it or is it just reading. I know that if it's a reading comprehension, that it doesn't read it to them, but if it will read the question to them. So if they have earphones or earbuds and they want to use them, they are allowed to use them. And that is it. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Yeah, and this was just a quick video. So thank you so much. Bye.